So just how did the Israeli state convince Western populations that they're the only democracy in the Middle East? Israel, like all capitalist liberal democracies, needs to maintain some level of social decorum so that they can appear utopian and more free than they actually are. This, among other things, involves a heavy amount of pinkwashing rhetoric that is used by an imperialist to manufacture consent for a population to perform imperialism, often legitimized by liberal social causes or fighting for liberal social causes. In this instance, we see women's rights, LGBTQ issues, racial issues, and even the vague idea of Western supremacy. We've seen this in imperialist conflicts in the past. Just recently, George Bush had used the ideas of freedom and democracy to destroy Iraq. Issues such as women's rights are often used as excuses to invade or destabilize certain parts of the Middle East, even though their rhetoric is used purely as propaganda and purely imperialist motives. Israel has started putting women at the forefront of their social media campaigns to make it seem like they're more progressive and inclusive of women inside of their military ranks. I mean, who knew that genocide was reserved for men? Women can kill Palestinian babies too. The most successful use of the girl boss strategy, apart from TikTok, is getting attractive ex-IDF members and catapulting them into Hollywood stardom. I mean, come on, let's be for real. Gal Gadot was not Wonder Woman because she was a good actress.
Kalel, no!
This is very similar to how AIPAC lobbies the US government and several other Western nations to approve and fund Israel. Marvel movies like Captain America and Iron Man, and even non-Marvel movies like Top Gun, have to be approved by the US military and actually show favorability towards the US military. Look at what you see on screen and remember that knowledge had to be approved by the US military. Gal Gadot was a model turned IDF soldier and then turned into a superhero in just the span of a decade. Israel's girl boss strategy worked perfectly here. Persuade Hollywood to cast an IDF member to play literal Wonder Woman after the huge superhero boom, wait as she becomes incredibly popular amongst little boys and girls, make these kids look up to her, and then make them look up to the IDF as a product of the IDF, and then just repeat the cycle. The recent inclusion of Sabra inside of the MCU is a good example of this, who's an Israeli Mossad agent with super strength powers, mysteriously a C-list comic book character in terms of popularity, got a lead role in the new Captain America movie. I wonder why. But hey, at least she's a successful girl boss woman in the IDF, so she must be progressive, right? Well, no, that's bullshit. In our last video, we talked about that it's purely aesthetics. What is important to note is that all populations in all countries of the world struggle to rise to the task of LGBTQ issues because it's the basic progress of history.